Good afternoon. My name is Ivana Juarez, and today I'll be just discussing about sort of a book review about The Devil's Highway that we read by Luis Alberto Urrea. And before I start, I kind of want to give just a brief summary about what the really book is really about, and the things that interest me, how I can relate to it, and then just a couple questions, like a couple um, eye openings for me that happened throughout the book. So the Devil's Highway is actually based on a true story, and what Orrea is doing is retelling the story. I believe he took it was after the incident, like in 2004, that he actually wrote this book. And this is about how 26 men were migrating from Mexico to the United States by using by going through south of Arizona. And by going through the south of Arizona, you pass through what is known as the Devil's Highway. And the Devil's Highway, I sort of did a little research on it, and there's a lot of stories about it. There's a lot of myths, there's a lot of folklore and everything, and it's really interesting. And what this book is about is how 26, like I said, 26 men had entered the Devil's Highway, and out of those 26 men, I believe only 12 had made it out alive. And this just happened to be a big thing. This was a big thing going on because it was one of the largest border deaths ever. And it kind of shocking because in certain books of there was a part in the book, I don't remember where it had said that even the border patrol won't even go near the Devil's Highway. There's a lot of speculation going around there. May 2001, it became a kind of a big thing. It brought attention to the relationship between Mexico and the United States. And what I mean by relationships, it's like this sort of game going on. Well, I wouldn't call, well, I would call it a game because there's two sides. There's opposed side, the side that wants to cross over, and the ones that are gonna stop you from crossing over, well, illegally wise. And there's the two sides, which is the people that are migrating, or not the people that are migrating, more like the coyotes. The coyotes are like those are the big picture, and those are the human smugglers. Like they actually smuggle you to the other side. And then there is the border patrol, which is La Migra, and what they do is that they keep you from passing illegally to the United States, and it kind of I can kind of say it's a game. It's more of a I wouldn't call it a game because it's a real thing. I'm not saying it's a game, but it's something that I guess people, because Urrea did mention in the book as a game, which it's not that it's sort of bugged. It didn't disturb me, but it did bug me a bit because I personally have parents that are that have migrated from their own home countries here. My dad is Mexican, my mom is Honduran, and it's just whenever I hear their stories, it's just like wow. It's like it must be it was harsh. It's like nothing in the life comes easy, and I am a U.S. born citizen, so I didn't have to go through that, but my parents did. And just when Rhea mentioned it as a game, it kind of was like there could be a better term to describe it, but I guess it was sort of a um I think the way he was trying to describe it was like a game of tag. Like if you're tagged, you're it. Like you're taken back to your either home country or your captain. And sometimes if incidents happen, some were killed. And I think he was trying to create an illusion or something or some sort, like a kind of a connection, and which was pretty good, but it just the wording of it did not really get to me, if that makes sense. So um, then there is the beginning of the opening of the book, which I personally love. I love hearing myths I love hearing stories about La Llorona, La Chupacabra. I'm sort of that mythology kind of person, and I loved the beginning. It was really captivating. I was amazing how in the beginning, um, there's a lot of like speculation about what's really going on. Like, what is this Devil's Highway? Why is it this way? Why would no one cross? Like, that's the big thing. It is known as the deadliest region because it is quite. It's a harsh region, and I mean it's a desert. It's no life. Well, probably the only life that would be there will be a couple of venomous snakes, maybe coyotes. Highly doubt it. By the way it was described, it sounded like there wouldn't be anything alive. And in the beginning, he brought to life. It's like he brought all these stories alive, like all these folk, like all these legends, all these myths. He brought them alive, and that's what I love because he had such vivid imagery. It was just beautiful. I can actually imagine myself like looking around, just like, yeah, like this is what you would see in a situation like this. And it's like whenever because it's talking about Mexican immigrants, it's like Urrea is talking about um Mexico and it's like its main hardcore roots, and it just kind of like gets you talking about some of the Native American tribes that are there, and how they give you legends about how there's there's certain, like they talked about the cave paintings on it, and it just kind of tells you like even today they don't even know what it means, but it kind of like gives the story and it's trying to tell you something, and only some people would go there, and sometimes they wouldn't even make it alive. And then it went on to it like was a little bit flash forward, and there was Spanish missionaries and explorers that went, and some were like, I guess he did mention it as karma, where a man, I don't remember his name, I wish I remembered, but it talked about how he was in his deathbed, or there was this army going in or something, and they were just there. And then there was also about all the different stories that I don't know if there were different stories, like little snaps of stories of how about the smugglers and human traffickers, and it was just like, and if you pay attention, like legends and myths have a lot to do with the own country's culture, set of beliefs, values, religion, superstition, money, and it had to do a lot with uh, magic, or black magic in this case. Well, that's what it was referred to. And um, and there was a certain, in the beginning also, there was where they were talking about those coyotes, where they were bringing attention towards them, saying that um, just how they work like a pack, no, a pack, because they're not, mm, like sort of a gang, I guess you can call it, that how it's a gang, like it's a gang, and then it's like all these people that are paying this coyote to take them, it's like they put so much faith on him. Not only faith are they putting themselves, but they're putting their lives on the line, hoping to cross. And if you don't cross, well, then all that money was just like what? And there's also and then it also goes into detail how the coyotes brought so much. It's like, oh, like all this physical, just this physical toll. It's like you're walking and walking, not only heat in these harsh conditions, but you could be running out of food. Water is so essential, especially if you're walking in a hot place. You have to maintain yourself hydrated, and just hearing that is just, it's heartbreaking. And then there is this, which I kind of answered my question about why is it why did Urea propose to bring in the history of the region. I kind of think it's when I heard about it, it was like it kind of set me in this mood. Like I have to expect, like, this is what is expected, and this is what's going to happen, and you like have to like prepare yourself because it is a harsh journey. There's lives gonna be lost. There's gonna be like so many warnings, and the decisions they have to make. It's nothing compared if I want to eat donuts today or I want to eat a burger for lunch. It's nothing like that. It's like these are life situations. These are not they're still current. It's so relevant to today because although some people find easier ways like I don't know, these movies have where they have a trailer and they smug there's like a back wall and they would put people in there and just lock them in there and then until they cross and then he lets them go. Those are sort of coyotes too. And it's just like like I can't imagine myself in that situation. And then there's this other question. Well, I kind of talked about the game already, so I kind of answered that question. There is another thing that had gotten my attention. That his work is just amazing. I'm not a history person. I mean, I love hearing about history and stuff like myths and legends contain a lot of history behind them. Not only that, but it kind of tells you about their government. It tells you about all these situations, and not only can I connect to this book on a personal level because I do have parents, I do have uncles and aunts. I even have a couple cousins that are trying to be able to fund their own families because I know for sure that my mom's home country is not the best. There's the own government is actually taking money from the people and using it for selfish causes. He's basically robbing the country, and it's just harsh hearing all about that. And my dad's country, there's a lot of violence. So I know all of them want to come here and work. Some are working in farms. Some are got permission from works. One of them is an electrical engineer, and it's just how I can connect to this book. It's really amazing because I actually thought it was gonna be boring, and just his wording is absolutely amazing because it was like I was there, and it gives you the times, and it gives you the temperature, and you just imagine right now it's like 93 degrees outside. I can barely stand outside 5 minutes. Imagine these people for hours just walking, and oh no, I wouldn't be able to do this. But whenever I completely finished it, I kind of came to understanding, and this book is so relevant, even to today. I kind of because it is modern, and it is the 21st century, and but not only that, but people still go through this. So a lot of people, I kind of want to give this to my mom, but my mom likes English is not really good. But the way this book is said and described is amazing. I never thought I would find it interesting personally because I'm not that kind of reader. I'm more of a science person. I do like logical. I don't like, well, I do like events, but this is something that I really highly recommend, especially if you have multiple identities as in the backgrounds. I just really hope that I get to read more of his books. I really hope because I'm planning to get a new one. So hopefully I can just understand more what they go through.